Wine bibber, a habitual drinker of alcohol. Gluttony, excess in eating or drinking, greedy or excessive indulgence. You see, the Bible tells us of these two. When one becomes very excessive in the things his eyes and ears see, he becomes destructive to himself. You see, God speaks to us, but when we are bombarded by the things of the world, we lose contact, communication with God. You see, in Proverbs 23:15, it tells us that God rejoices when we speak right things from our lips. It also tells us that not to be envy towards the sinner, but to be zealous for the fear of the Lord all day, to spend time and to be energized and to be focused on Him. Because when we do, things start to begin to happen within our lives when we don't focus on somebody else, but we focus on God. You see, here in verse 18, it tells us, "For surely there is a thereafter, and your hope will not be cut off." You see, your hope will not be cut off when you put God first in your life and you begin to deny yourself. You see, on verse 19, it goes on, "Hear, my son, and be wise, and guide your heart in the way." Verse 20, "Do not mix with wine bibbers or gluttons, eaters of meat." Verse 21, "For the drunkard and the glutton will come to poverty, and drowsiness will clothe a man with rags." In verse 22, it tells us, "Listen to your father who begot you." Listen to an elder, someone who can guide you into the right path. Listen to him. You see, in verse 22, in that same verse, it tells us, "Do not despise your mother when she is old." And he tells us that for a reason, because when we begin to love the elders or somebody, a stranger, if you don't have a mother, love them because it's going to do something for you. It's going to give you life. And it also tells us to buy the truth and do not sell it. Also wisdom and instructions and understanding. And why? Because a wise man will have understanding and he will have wise counsel amongst himself and amongst his family and amongst his community. And now in verse 26 it tells us, "My son, give me your heart and let your eyes observe my ways, for a harlot is a deep pit and a seductress is a narrow well." In verse 28 it says, "She also lies in waits for a victim. It increases the unfaithful among men." You see, this scripture is also addressing a woman. It is addressing a woman as to what a man will also do to a woman. Who has woe? Who has sorrow? Who has contentions? Who has complaints? Who has wounds without a cause? Who has redness of eyes? Those who linger long at the wine, those who go in search of mixed wine. Do not look on the wine when it is red, when it sparkles in the cup, when it swirls around smoothly. Your eyes will see strange things, and your heart will utter perverse things. At last, it bites like a serpent, and it stings like a viper.